The little sapling you're looking at shows sign of activity of a black bear. Let's go a little closer and I'll point out the details. Looking right at the top of the tree, you can see that it was broken off, but there's also some damage up there. Let's go even closer and see what that looks like. You can see that there are some claw marks here, and also some horizontal marks, possibly bite marks. The bark was taken off the tree due to the activity of the bear clawing and biting this tree. You can see claw marks here and in here. This was a result of the tree bending. That's why that came down. Broken branches show where the bear climbed. Let me refocus and I'll show you those. Okay, look at the top surface of this branch here, out here on this branch where it shows the bark has been rubbed off. This was caused by the bear attempting to climb this tree. Now it did successfully climb the tree. You can see that by one of these branches over here. Ow. Just got poked in the eye by a branch. Okay, you can see that by the branch here that got broken off. The bear did manage to get quite high up the tree before its weight made the tree break in half. But if you look closely on the bark, you can see claw marks from the climb. And these marks up here, I think, are part of the marking behavior that happened before the bear climbed the tree. So there's the tip of the tree, and maybe 3 feet up, there's a claw, showing the claw mark a little bit up close. This claw mark is actually upside down because we're looking at the top of the tree that has been knocked over by the weight of the bear. So when it attempted to climb, and this tree is only maybe an inch and a half in diameter at this point, when it attempted to climb too high, the weight broke the tree off. At the base of the trunk, there are some old scars. Now this I can't attribute to the bear. It's possible that this is due to growth or damage of the tree. It could be rubbing by a buck, but it looks relatively old and it has healed over, so this I don't attribute to the bear climbing the tree at all. The marks that I do attribute to the bear are further up. This is about 4 feet up the tree. Notice that the claw went through here and ripped off a little bit of bark here. More claw marks here where the bear attempted to get purchase with its feet. You can see bark smudged off right there. Notice the difference in color. Normal bark and bark that's been knocked off. So claw marks there. A branch broke off here. And more smudged off bark here. Notice the difference in color where the bear put its weight on these branches, but it was way too far up and the tree collapsed. So looking out on this branch, you can see more damage here where bark was scraped off. All these are signs that tell you that something happened here, that a black bear climbed this tree after it started marking it. Now the marks up here are from either scratching or biting the tree. What they do is they will stretch up on their hind legs as tall as they can and make their mark on trees. And little saplings like this are a good size for them to mark. When they bite the trees, you'll see marks that go horizontally to the ground. And when they use their claws, you'll see vertical marks on the tree. And oftentimes the bark has been ripped off like this. There are peels of bark left hanging. It's way too tall for this to be a deer, and we don't get snow here, so there's no elevation possible. Deer can't get this tall, this high up, to make this kind of mark. And the claw marks and other evidence that you see on the tree all indicate black bear sign. So on the ground here at the base of this small Douglas fir sapling that we've been looking at, you can see a few of the branches that were knocked off, the very smaller branches that correspond to some of these really small spots on the bark where the branches have been knocked off, all by the climbing action of the bear. these very small branches can't hold weight. This one, about 1/2 inch in diameter, was able to hold a little more weight than the really small ones were. And you notice that there are still some broken off, but attached to the tree still here. That one's broken off. So this type of damage is something to look for whenever you're in black bear habitat. It's something that they do usually in midsummer. This is old damage. This is right now I'm filming this in February, but this was done during the summer. This is definitely not fresh damage. It has aged. You could tell by the discoloration of the bark that was exposed, the cambium layer that was exposed. All of this has aged. So definitely not fresh sign, but it is definitely sign that was made by a black bear. So marking trees, they reach up as tall as they can, they bite the trees, they claw them, they also attempt to climb them. And sometimes trees are not able to bear the weight of a bear, and they break off. So there's a look at a black bear tree, marking tree, out in a clearing in a redwood forest. It's actually a mixed forest, redwood, tan oak, Douglas fir. This is a little Douglas fir sapling. So this is perfect bear habitat. There are a lot of food plants around, such as huckleberry and blackberry in season. So the bears have a lot of food here. Look for this whenever you're in bear habitat. See you on the trail.